Hello, I'm Mike from Music by Machines, and I'm going to talk to you about my favourite iPad Logic plugins. So, I recorded my first album last year, 2024. It's called, not just the year. It's the album's called 2024, and basically it was the release of Logic on iPad that I've been waiting for years, and they suddenly released it, and I started playing with it, and I didn't really like it at first because it was a bit fiddly to use because I was so used to using the Mac version. But then I just really loved it, and I really love it. And I've recorded a whole album's worth of music, and I'm halfway through writing my new album, which is called Filthy Disco. And this tune that I'm going to show you is going to be from is I'm working on it for the follow-up album, Filthy Disco, which will be out kind of maybe summer. Or maybe spring even, let's be optimistic, of 2025. So let me just show you what I've got so far with this. And I'm going to talk to you about this plugin here. I don't know if you can see my mouse, hopefully you can. It's called Xvox, not Xbox, Xvox. It's amazing. So I'm going to show you what it does. So let me just, okay, I'm going to play you just the first kind of verse or whatever. And I will probably find it very hard not to do crappy miming, so you have to excuse me if I do that. But anyway, let's just see, let's have a listen. I'll try not to do too much awful miming. I don't even know the words, really. Dead weight, please, just put that. It kind of feels unclear, unseen, and left so briefly. There's a mess that we're left to tame. We lost hope cause the damn thing damns us. Don't confess cause we're coming for you. Don't confess cause we're coming for you. Everybody's breaking the last taboo. Everyone is taking the past from you. Okay, so apologies for the really bad chair dancing. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about this app here. Oh, I can't do it on there. I'm going to have to do it on there. This app here called Xvox. Sorry, let me just get rid of my emails. Called Xvox. This has transformed everything for me. So when I was recording my first album, 2024, which is available on Apple Music and Spotify and all of that stuff, and Bandcamp and everywhere. I was writing these tunes, and it was the Logic release that on iPad that suddenly kind of gave me this sudden burst of new stuff. So I hadn't written anything for years, really, not anything that I was kind of going to do anything with. So when Logic came out, suddenly gave me this big burst of energy, and I was recording all these songs, started writing these songs, and started recording these vocals. And I could not get the vocal to stand out like I really wanted it to. And I'm really into kind of electronic stuff. Like, I really love that new Alison Goldfrapp album. It's probably not new now, it's a couple of years old, but The Love Invention. It's a really good album. I love the production on it. It's really good, like kind of dancey stuff, beautiful, sparse production arrangements. But her voice sounds amazing, and there's this kind of airiness to the vocal, and for Love Nor Money, I could not get that to work. So my vocals were sounding more like this. This is all right. It kind of feels unseen. Sounds all right, but it just wasn't cutting through. And I was pulling my hair out, just trying to work out how to get it to work. So I'm constantly looking on the App Store, on the iOS App Store, and for synths and third-party plugins. And I'll show you on another video. I'll show you some of the great third-party plugins that I really love. But I thought I'd start off with Xvox. So this is Xvox, and this gave me that sudden ability to create much better sounding vocals. So let's have a listen with and without. And left so briefly. Now with. There's a mess that we left to tame. We lost hope 'cause the damn thing damned us. Don't So, I don't know if you could tell the difference there. Hopefully you could. I just think it's brilliant. It just sounds, it just suddenly gave me that ability to make the vocal stand out. And just a little bit on the ether, make my project is called Music by Machines, and all of the music I've written it directly in the iPad, so I haven't even played any instruments. And that's been really, really liberating, and I'll talk about that on another occasion. But what has been really, really, really useful in the kind of writing process is just having this kind of thing that you can just sit on your lap with, and you can sit on the sofa, and you can kind of play with it. I'm kind of losing the thread of where I was going with that, but anyway. This moving on and going back to the Xvox. So the Xvox, it's got these four kind of separate channels, if you like. So the first one is the dynamics, and this is the first is a really kind of quite a nice, really simple to use compressor and a de-esser, which a de-esser basically just de-esses. It takes these sibilants out of S's or S sounds in your vocal. So it gets rid of that. Really good. I think to double, so I've already got a compressor on here already, and to double compress, I think it's a pretty, I like it. Billie Eilish does it. Phineas and Billie Eilish does it. So why not? If it's good enough for them. So this here is the bit that has changed everything, this tone section. And my vocal is quite a hard vocal, I think, to mix. It's got quite a lot of mid frequencies in there. So I used to just take all of the middle out of my voice just to make it sound lighter, really. But this tone section, you can see it's got all these preset. I'm using the wrong mouse again. It uses all these preset. It's got all these presets, and you can kind of, they're just good starting points. I'm just using the clear modern lead there. And so again, with that, if I just play it and just take off this tone, if it works. That was what my vocals used to sound like. So it gives a really, it does exactly what it needs to in terms of EQing. You can obviously, of course, you can adjust it. You can kind of change these settings, no problem. But it's this Air Plus setting. Just listen to what it does. Oh. There's a mess that we left to tame. Lost hope is the damned and damned us. Don't confess, 'cause we're coming for you. Pretty subtle, but I think it just gets that it just gives it that space in the mix that just seems to work really, really nicely. So that little knob there, not being rude, is the thing that's changed it. That was the thing that I was looking for. So it's that air sound. It kind of really, kind of changed everything. Then we've got this really nice reverb unit. It's not on for this one because I'm using that new QRS reverb on, which is with the new iteration of Logic on both Mac and the iPad. But the reverbs on here are really, really nice as well. I especially like this delay, and so each of these different reverbs, you've got loads of different ones. Oh, I keep on pressing the wrong buttons there. Let's try it. So you've got space, you've got a really nice plate, you've got digi, you've got a room, and and I like the reverbs, but it's the delay that really kind of works. It just gives it some space. So that's really good. The reverb section is really, really good. And this is, to be honest, I think this is the only plugin that you really need for vocals. I've used other plugins, of course, but this really works. I really love this effects channel here. So again, if I just play this. So that is without this pitch wide. Sounds nice, but it's right in the middle. And then you go, just right out there. So that pitch widener, I think, really works. There's also really nice, chorus effect. There's a really nice phaser effect. Gives it that really kind of good 80s kind of sound. So if you're looking for the kind of Depeche Mode type sound, this phaser. So nice. It's got this amp which gives it a kind of a bit of a tube amp kind of resonance, and you've got this telephone one which is all right, but I'd never really use that. It's not as good as Video Killed the Radio Star, so why have it, I think. But so we've got pitch widener. So that is that's basically transformed everything as far as I'm concerned. So the other things that I've got on this channel are just a compressor and noise gate. I'll talk to you about that. A bit of pitch correction, nothing major. I don't want to sound like Metal Mickey. That makes me sound really old saying that, so apologies if that offends anyone. But my ethos for Music by Machines is to make music just with the iPad, electronic music, but I don't want it to sound soulless. I want it to sound, so I really want I've recorded my vocals, and I've left all the imperfections in. I haven't kind of gone in and kind of messed about with it. I just can't, to be honest, I can't be bothered. But the truth of it is that I kind of want it to sound like it's got some imperfections in it. I don't want it to sound electronic in terms of the voice. So it's called Music by Machines, but I want it to sound a bit more human. So that I just wanted to tell you about Xvox because I really love it. I think it's really brilliant. Let me just play you a bit more of the tune and then I'll let you go. It kind of feels unclear, unseen, and left so briefly. I don't know the words. There's a mess that we left to tame. Lost hope cause the damn thing damns us. Don't confess cause we're coming for you. Don't confess cause we're coming for you. Everybody's breaking the last taboo. Everyone is taking the past from you. You can tell from my bad miming I don't know the words, but never mind. I'm just right. It's just how I write the song. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'd love it if you subscribe to the channel. I'm going to switch it off so I'm not talking over the top of it. I'd love it if you could subscribe to the channel. That would be wonderful. I'd really appreciate it. Have a listen to my music. It's available on Apple Music, on Spotify, on Tidal, on Bandcamp, on YouTube, of course. If you can buy it on Bandcamp or on iTunes. That would be absolutely lovely if you did that. Or just have a listen to it. You know, if you listen to it on Apple Music, they pay the most. So listen to it on Apple Music if you've got it. But if you haven't listened to it on Spotify, they hardly pay anything. But you know, everyone knows that anyway. But yeah, just have a listen. I just want you to have a listen to it. I'll let you know as well. I'm going to be doing a bunch of live gigs in 2025. I did a couple of experimental live gigs in 2024. And I'm actually very happy with it. I think it's kind of moving in the right direction with what I want to do with it. So yeah, thank you for watching. Get Xvox. It is, you know, I'm not being sponsored to say this, by Nuro Audio Xvox. It's about 20 quid perhaps, but it's the best 20 quid that you're going to spend. So I wholly recommend that app as something that just kind of transforms vocal recording or vocal production. Okay, well, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for watching.